We expect that world leaders coming for the papal funeral, including U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, will be seated in the front row or towards the front of the funeral in St. Peter's Square on Saturday morning. We might see some images of the world leaders greeting each other. The ceremony will be solemn. It will be a funeral, an opportunity for Catholics around the world to mourn the Pope. Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, who is an Italian cardinal, who's a retired cardinal, he's the Dean of the College of Cardinals. He has a ceremonial role leading the 252 world's Catholic cardinals. He will be the primary celebrant and possibly the homilist for the funeral on Saturday, which means he may offer a stirring elocution about Pope Francis, about his ministry, about the themes that were important for him, such as caring for migrants, opening up the church more to the modern world, and being what Pope Francis called a culture of encounter. We expect some of these themes might become central during the elocution on Saturday for Pope Francis's funeral.
Well, the Vatican has confirmed the funeral for Pope Francis will take place this Saturday night, Australian time. The Pontiff's passing has triggered a wave of grief across the world for millions of Catholics as they pay their respects. Cardinals have descended on Rome today to begin the conclave process, which will happen after the funeral, and will see them elect a new pope.
For the first time in more than a decade, the Vatican awoke with no pope to look to for guidance. Here's an absence felt by more than 1 billion Catholics. By the morning, nearly half the world's cardinals had arrived. These are the people who will decide the name of the next pope. But their first task was to schedule Francis's funeral, and they chose Saturday morning. The crowds here growing fast. They mourn, but many also celebrate a life that inspired them. Sister Mary moved to Rome from Kenya 10 years ago. How will you remember him?
I will remember him especially for his smile, his love, his humanity, and a man who gave us hope, even when we thought that everything is lost. I will remember him that way.
We now know the Pope woke as normal on Monday at 6 a.m, but suffered a stroke about an hour later. A police escort was requested to get him to hospital, and it was then cancelled when it became clear that Francis could not recover. The Pope lies in state within the Vatican. His funeral service will be held here, but then he will be taken across Rome to the Basilica Santa Maria Maggiore, where he will be buried. Back at the Vatican, the sun beats down and the square ever more packed. Pope Francis's decision not to be buried here at St. Peter's, but instead across town at Santa Maria Maggiore, is a break with tradition. It's not unprecedented, but it's certainly unusual. And it means that the task of organising this event, already dauntingly complex, has now become even more complicated. Prince William will represent the King. Keir Starmer will also attend. Presidents and prime ministers from America, France, Germany, and of course Italy and Argentina are all coming to Rome, and many more leaders will follow. The security operation is huge. Cars banned, a no-fly zone, and police boats on the Tiber. It is a big challenge for Matteo Scamma, the person in charge of protecting everyone and everything involved in this funeral.
This
is certainly something new for us, but we'll be ready for this occasion. We'll have enough personnel to ensure safety both at the Vatican and during the transfer, which is also important, and then of course at the event itself, for the burial.
Pope Francis's body will be moved into St. Peter's Basilica tomorrow, when the public will be able to file past, and the crowds here will simply grow and grow.